After discovering my wife's 8-month secret relationship with a coworker, I chose divorce and a fresh start. My wife of nearly 7 years confessed something 2 days ago that flipped my entire world upside down. She told me she had been seeing another man for 8 months. I'd had my suspicions, little things here and there that didn't add up, but I brushed them aside. I held her to such a high moral standard that I never believed she could be capable of something like this. To make it worse, the man she was seeing wasn't some stranger or someone far removed from our lives. He was a coworker of hers, someone she had been working closely with. And even more gut-wrenching, he was someone I considered a friend. This man had recently gone through a divorce, and my wife and I had spent time with him socially: dinners, drinks, casual hangouts. We welcomed him into our lives, and all the while, he and my wife were putting on an act, pretending everything was normal. I look back at those moments now, and they feel like a cruel mockery. When she sat me down and admitted to the affair, I gave her an ultimatum. I told her plainly, as of today, he's dead to you, or I am. I thought those words would bring her to her senses, that she'd realize the depth of her betrayal and fight to save what we had. But the response I got wasn't the one I was hoping for. She looked me in the eye and told me she wanted to keep seeing him. She said she loved me, but she also loved him. I couldn't comprehend how she could equate almost 7 years of building a life together to an 8-month. How could she weigh those two things on the same scale? I pressed her on this, but she had no real answer. All she could say was that she was sorry for hurting me. But sorry rang hollow. If she truly felt remorse, she would have ended it and focused on repairing the damage she'd done to our relationship. In that moment, I felt a surge of emotions: stunned disbelief, white-hot anger, deep embarrassment for not seeing the signs sooner, and, most of all, an unbearable sadness. I realized then that begging or pleading wouldn't change anything. She had made her choice, and I wasn't going to stand in the way of it. It was over. I accepted my fate and resolved to move forward, no matter how painful it would be. 2 days later, after sharing my story online, the support I received was overwhelming. People offered advice, shared their own experiences, and reminded me that I wasn't alone. It gave me a sense of strength I hadn't felt since this ordeal began. My wife's family found out about her affair shortly after, and they were furious. Her parents reached out to me, expressing their love and support. They told me I would always be family to them. Her sister, who had always been close to her, was livid. She told me she wanted nothing to do with my wife's affair partner and even vowed not to let her son anywhere near him.